Hey, didn't see you there. You like my new upgrades? Yeah, that's nice, huh? It's to keep the flies out. Now that the weather's getting a little cooler, I've come back to do videos. And I like to leave my garage open. Except, we're going to be recording somewhere different. But there's a point to this. Upgrades. With the new 2021 Megatins, boy howdy, let me tell you about all the stuff that's come out. My Shaddolls have been through a process. Come on, I'll show you a little bit more about what I mean by that. Meta today, not tomorrow. That's kind of what happens with a lot of these decks. Top 3 decks currently are Print Kits, Drytron, and who could forget Tri-Brigade? Boy, oh boy. Anyone see that coming? Sorry, Revolt. Had to happen. Tenki? Eva? Meow Meow. I mean, some of these decks get hit. Some of the decks get hit, not others. As a matter of fact, I know so many people are calling for Dragoons banning, or Alistair needs to get limited, or something, right? Or hit Magical Meltdown. I hate that card. Well, didn't happen. Some of these cards and decks now are a little bit more powerful because of the 2021 Megatins, whereas we had Shaddoll Schism sitting at around $65. It's a lot less expensive now. And have you seen the new prismatic rares? They're so pretty. I was running a Shaddol Eldritch Invoked mashup, and it just wasn't working. I'm gonna say Eldritch is probably not really anyone's thing anymore. Things move in and out of the meta. With these 2021 Megatins, however, that price point that made a lot of these meta decks really good has come down. So, I want to take you on a trip to this literal extra Shaddoll deck that I made, literally for my wife, why it's better than my current Shaddoll deck, and why I'm changing my Shaddoll deck up. Come on over to the table. Now, when I say very little thought went into this deck build, I'm not insulting myself, I'm not insulting Shaddolls. I am saying I picked up all the cards. This was the build I always wanted to make. And when I say little thought went into it, it's because in my head, it was already constructed. Let's talk about this main deck first, before we get to the extra deck. And this is going to be a Shaddoll combo deck. We are bringing back the combo. So, first we're going to start with 3 Windy, which, by the way, if you haven't seen in the Megatins, Windy got an awesome ultra rare reprint, which I absolutely recommend. That is in another deck currently right now, because I have 2 Shaddoll decks running. So you're going to see some weird rarity things in this deck, just letting you know. 2 Squamata, because, yeah, combos are nice. 2 Aerial, 1 Hollow, 1 Genius, 1 Dragon, 1 Beast, 1 Hedgehog, and 1 Falco, and 1 searchable light target, being Chaos. So, essentially, you know the combo. Fuse these with any light target, and you get Construct, and you get to send, if you haven't sent one already, you send one or the other in order to extend out your combos to eventually get her face down in defense position. I like these 2 in the deck because I have come to the conclusion, and you're going to see this in this video with this deck, this doesn't run hand traps. I'm kind of done with hand traps with this deck, because this has become no interaction deck. And of course everyone will say Shaddolls are just like that, but I mean, that's your Shaddoll lineup. A lot of people say that's a lot of Shaddolls, which in reality it is, but man, you can play circles around some of these decks. Now, I want to talk about some of the non-Shaddol cards. Everyone knows Damage Juggler, Trick Clown, and Mathematician. Mathematician sends. Trick Clown, you can use him in order to summon himself back from the graveyard for 1,000 points, and the Damage Juggler will search Trick Clown. Right, so you always have something, or rather, to go off with. Now, thanks to the 2021 Megatins, you get different light targets. As a matter of fact, this is a light target I've been wanting to add for a minute, and that is Dogmatica Ecclesia. She can't be destroyed by monsters from the extra deck. She can special summon herself out when someone is special from the extra deck, and she searches Dogmatica spell and traps in the deck. I added Punishment because of her. Punishment's a great card. It's kind of like Ice Dragon's Prison, which, oh yeah, by the way, I added that too. Man, these 2021 Megatins are awesome, but I'm only running one of her, and yes, I do have the option to run more, because all she does, I mean, I could probably grab other Dogmatica cards, but the reality is that one Punishment and one Ecclesia, my opinion, is fine. So, I run Magistus stuff. I do run one Crowley, because if you do have any of your Shaddoll monsters that are, for example, spellcasters, you can tribute them from the hand or discard them, send them to the graveyard to special summon out this man right here. So he is a free special summon, which is awesome, and that's pretty much all he is. You send one of your other cards, like let's say you can't send Beast, but you really need to send Beast, you have him in your hand, hey, guess what'll happen? She's $5 right now. She wasn't when I bought her. Riliona, the Magistus of Veer. Yeah, she's great. She adds Magistus spells and traps to your hand from the deck. Oh, she's your starter, man. She is your normal summon. I mean, you have like one other normal summon, which is Mathematician and Ecclesia, but she is your normal summon because she gets your fusions out, which, by the way, I could probably make room for her for hand traps, but no. So I'm playing 2 Magistus Invocations. I have found that when my combos get interrupted, sometimes I need a second one, and I do have another Riliona coming up. 2 El Shaddoll Fusions. They're searchable. My opinion, being able to make Winda on your opponent's turn is a little more important than being able to grab Shaddoll Fusion at a moment's notice. And, you know, if they have an extra deck monster, it probably has some sort of negate ability, which is awful, which is going to negate your 1 Shaddoll Fusion if you don't learn how to play through it. Yeah, I know. Weird ratios. I'm also only running 1 Super Poly, which is fine. 1 Instant Fusion. 1 Foolish Burial. I mean, you have no choice but to run one of these. I won't hit the camera again. I promise. It's been a couple of months. And 1 Monster Reborn. So, link plays are key with Shaddolls, because Shaddolls are linking a lot now. Now, I could replace a lot of my trap cards coming up with hand traps, but the reality is, why? Look, I'm using Shaddoll Schism, which I absolutely recommend, has to be in the deck, and Resh Shaddoll Incarnation. Resh Shaddoll Incarnation is nice because it does set up your combos, and you can actually utilize it in back row. Because once it's in the graveyard, you're going to be utilizing it anyway. But when it's back row, you're just extending out further if you need to, which is nice. I'm also running something I haven't added in this deck in forever. 2 Shaddol Core and 2 Sinister Shadow games. I like being able to interrupt on my opponent's turn. That makes it happen. That makes it happen. This does some wonderful recurrence. It literally just, you can recur your Schism, you can recur your Shaddoll Fusion, your El Shaddoll Fusion, your Rush Shaddoll Incarnation. You can do that all with core Sinister Shadow games. You can send from the deck to flip face up on your opponent's turn for those interruptions. Man, those are nice times. Those are nice times. Now, here's stuff that can be replaced. Punishment, but if we replace Punishment, there's no reason to have Ecclesia. Torrential Tribute, I'm only running 1 because the reality is this deck does so much interruption. 1 Torrential Tribute, it works out. I'm also running 1 Ice Dragon's Prison in the tins. In the tins, guys. In the tins. And they're a lot cheaper than they were. And 1 gold, no. Those can be whatever you want. I'm running, if you were counting, 41 cards in the deck. So you can make these 3 Ash Blossoms. You can make them 3 Ghost Ogres. You can make them 3 Nibiru's. The reality is, though, I'm finding the more I play with this variant of deck, the less I need hand traps. Let's go through the extra deck, which again, these cards haven't been rarity upgraded. My deck has, though. Alright, so we're talking 3 Construct. Gee, I wonder why. She's not once per turn. She's amazing. The card everyone hates, Winda, which, yeah, I know, these aren't my secret rares, but again, this is my wife's deck, so I'm not running the secret rares in her deck yet. Might upgrade those eventually when she learns the deck. 2 App Cologne, literally because I had the extra spot. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, why are you running those? For Super Poly and to send for other decks. Okay, so just listen to me on this one because Hell Shaddoll Hollow is a thing. We've got Shikinaga, which her effect, by the way, is awesome because she can stop effects from happening. Literally, if you have a Shaddoll card in your hand, send, then you're comboing off with your Shaddoll card and you're negating. And negating special summons with Greista. Same way. Send, negate, it's good. People are probably going to judge me on these 2, but, you know, instead of adding Verde Anaconda or, you know, IP Masquerena, I did find workarounds for that. We are running 1 Gravity Controller because sometimes sending your Construct or one of your other Shaddoll fusions from the extra monster zone for Gravity Controller to get that 1 spell or trap that you needed badly works out. Construct, Diffuse, literally just Diffuse. Cross Sheet combo, comboing that with Shaddoll Construct off of Rush Shaddoll Incarnation with Ariel. I mean, it's a powerful combo. Here's where I changed things up a lot, actually. Nightmare Cerberus and Nightmare Phoenix to co-link. And what am I co-linking with? So I'm not using Access Code Talker right now. The reason being is I love Access Code Talker, but let's be real. I couldn't afford it, and you probably can't afford it right now either. You know, when I bought it, it was $100. It's $150 right now. But I've learned that the only protection that he has, he doesn't have summoning protection, and he doesn't have battle protection. The only protection that he really has is when he's using his effect. But you know what does have battle protection is Boral Sword Dragon. And when you co-link Boral Sword Dragon, let's say with Nightmare Cerberus, all of a sudden it has effect protection as well. Not only that, but you can then continue co-linking with Nightmare Phoenix so that everything has battle protection. And you get that sweet draw off the 2 of them when you utilize their effects. I literally can get all 3 of these out in one turn. It's insane. It's nice. It's actually really nice. Now you have to have the golden hand to do it. You can absolutely get to Borosword Dragon and one either Phoenix or Cerberus on one turn. Getting to both of them is difficult, but can happen. And again, it sets you up for an OTK. So I want to thank you guys very much for checking out my deck and listening to all my crazy. I'm going to try to make these videos a more regular thing again. A couple of things happened. 1, my hard drive crashed. 2, I caught COVID. That sucked, by the way. I don't recommend catching COVID for anyone. 3, as a result of catching COVID, my paychecks have been itty bitty because I couldn't go to work for 14 days. Money. And because of all of that, I haven't been able to make videos. I'm finally sitting down, trying to make videos again. I put a new hard drive in, but I'm working with a brand new editing software, a free one, because I can't find anything else to work with. So give me time on that. I'm learning it. My videos are going to be weird because of it. I'm sorry. And, you know, we're going back to our basics, which is why I did Shaddolls. Now, for spooky season, I might do a fun zombie deck or review my buddy's Skull Servant deck that I helped build. We'll see. One step at a time. One step at a time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.